and then a huge fight broke out between their crews. Saudi really wanted to make it in the rap game, and his mom even bought him studio time to keep him out of the streets. But unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to leave the street life behind him. It's not clear exactly what happened after the fight at the basketball game, but Saudi ended up getting booked in the juvie.
Rest in peace, PNB, man. That just go to show you how much that just go to show you why he was favored as of like a Nipsey Hussle, like, you know what I'm saying? Like why he was favored so much of like a leader, like a, you know what I'm saying, like a legend as a big role. He was different, man. He was different. Shout out PNB, man.
Yo, big truck gang. What's going on with y'all, man? Hey, hey, y'all go out, let y'all eat it for a minute. Okay, y'all goddamn, give my shit back. Goddamn, what the fuck? Hey, look, but nah, man, look. I hope everybody enjoying their week, though, man. I hope everybody enjoy their weekend. Everybody, fam, safe, man. Look, work on your physical and mental, man. This shit is very important, man. It's a lot of people that's taking this shit for jokes and games, man. But that's the most important thing right now, man. Working on your physical and your mental. Know that. But look, I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. We gonna get into it. Let go.
In Chicago and changed the whole rap game. New York drill started popping off too, but most people have no idea about the crazy rise of Philly drill. It's one of the wildest cities in the industry, and today we're breaking down the crazy true stories and beefs behind the music. Philadelphia has always been a violent city, but for the last few years, the streets have gotten even more deadly. There were rappers like A.R. Ab and Beanie Siegel who rapped back in the day, but the drill wave all started because of one murder back in 2017. It's tough to say who really made the first drill track in Philly, but the dude who most people think kicked off the wave is a rapper from the north side named Poundside Pop. One of Pop's best friends was a teenager named Saudi. Back in the day, Pop wasn't even trying to become a rapper, but Saudi was already making music while they were in high school and wanted to take a shot at the rap industry. Saudi grew up listening to Meek Mill and wanted to make it out of the streets through rap, but then something went down that changed the whole city. Poundside Pop, Saudi, and their homies had issues with a crew called Uptown. Philly isn't really known for gangbanging like Chicago and LA. It's usually just a few blocks that have beef with each other instead of big gangs that are spread out everywhere. But just cause you don't really gangbang doesn't mean the streets aren't as hot. Hood Tally is also one of the dudes who jumped into the Philly drill wave early, and he was affiliated with a crew called Uptown. We'll get to all the brutal violence that went down in the drill scene in a minute, but first you gotta know how it all started. According to sources in the city, Poundside Pop and Saudi were at a basketball game with their homies when they ran into Hood Tally and some other guys from Uptown. Tally allegedly dissed one of Saudi's homies, and then a huge fight broke out between their crews. Saudi really wanted to make it in the rap game, and his mom even bought him studio time to keep him out of the streets. But unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to leave the street life behind him. It's not clear exactly what happened after the fight at the basketball game, but Saudi ended up getting booked in the juvie. Hood Tally's homie Cha Glizzy was locked up in the same place, and rumors say Cha and Saudi were throwing hands while they were both locked up. Saudi came home and was going even harder in the booth though. He dropped a mixtape and was picking up some buzz in the city. But then just a few months later, Saudi was killed and it kicked off the drill scene and sparked a massive wave of violence. In February 2017, Saudi was chilling at home when someone ran up on his porch and started letting off shots into his crib, and tragically, he died. According to rumors, Cha Glizzy drove the shooter to Saudi's house, but nobody was ever booked for pulling the trigger. Saudi's homie Poundside Pop never wanted to be a rapper, but before Saudi died, he convinced Pop to jump in the booth and record a couple hooks for him. Then when Saudi was killed, Pop started taking rap seriously and dropped the first drill track in the city that really popped off. Pop's track OSS came out just a few months after Saudi died and got his name buzzing off the jump. Pop didn't call out any of his ops by name, but he let everyone know he was going to be sliding for Saudi when he raps. They took my mans, so you know that I'm forever hunting. Load them choppers now, I'm plotting on whoever wanted. Fuck these coppers, about my brother, I do 100. Forever always on my shit, cause that's all you wanted. Poundside Pop was the first dude to start catching traction on Philly drill since the OGs. But a dude named Bright Greeter started getting a lot of buzz that same year. Bright Greeter's from the northeast area of Philly. It's not as wild as some of the other areas of the city, but the streets are still active. And on the track Fear None, Bright Greeter raps, strap on, gat on, nighttime, war zone, channel 6, shots fired. Like what is this coming to? You gotta just move how you move, and watch your own back when you groove. I'm talking about early in the morning. For the niggas that plot and get on you, they start fishing and now you a goner. Bright Greeter got off to a hot start, but he fell off fast. One thing that hurt his rep in Philly was that some people thought he wasn't really about that life and was
Yeah.
capping in his raps.
Kinda figured
Then his
it
brother
say
was
that.
tragically murdered, and Bright Greta slowed down even more. Then a few years later, news broke that Bright Greta had been shot. Rumors are flying that he was killed, but luckily that wasn't true and he made it out of the situation alive. His career never really went anywhere though, and now he's facing some new charges that he caught in 2024. The next dude in Philly who started putting the
Dang.
drill scene on the map was a rapper named Leaf Ward. Leaf Ward came up on the west side and didn't really want to be in the streets. He hopped off the porch and got into a lot of trouble when he was young, but Leaf actually made it to college and wanted to become a veterinarian. Leaf Ward went to college outside of the city, but there were still a lot of Philly dudes there. Leaf said he had real beef and couldn't focus on school, so he dropped out and went back to Philly. He had been rapping his whole life, but around 2018, he decided to really take it serious and popped off with the track They Forgot. That same year, Leaf Ward caught a charge and couldn't afford to pay the bail, but PNB Rock stepped in and bonded Leaf out even though they didn't know each other. PNB Rock wasn't a drill rapper, but he was one of the biggest artists to make it out of Philly next to Meek Mill. Leaf Ward linked up with PNB and started making music, but Leaf still had a lot of drama in the streets and almost got killed in broad daylight. Leaf was driving down the street when another car blocked him in. A shooter hopped out and started letting off shots, and Leaf reversed back into a parking spot near a house while the bullets.
Rest in peace, PNB, man. That just go to show you how much that just go to show you why he was favored as of like a Nipsey Hussle, like, you know what I'm saying? Like why he was favored so much of like a leader, like a, you know what I'm saying, like a legend as a big role. He was different, man. He was different. Shout out PNB, man. Rest in peace.
Were flying. One of the shots
he
hit
was
Leaf's
de- he
hand,
was definitely
but if his
truly
hand
different,
wasn't in
bro.
front of his face when the bullet hit him, it would have gone straight into his head and killed him. Luckily, he made it out alive. And on the track Young Nigga, Leaf Ward dissed whoever shot him, rapping, "Ops threw 14 shots, only hit me once in my hand. Them niggas was missing. They know they fucked up. They're supposed to walk me down. They didn't, cause niggas was bitching." Leaf Ward got a lot of eyes on the Philly drill scene, and in 2019, more dudes from all over the city started hopping on the wave too. D4M is a crew on the west side of Philly, and in 2019, two rappers from there named Sloan and Skiano started popping off. Then their homie Sim Santana blew up off the track Flexin' and Flashin' that same year. At first, he was just like a hype man for Sloan and Skiano, but then Sim Santana started dropping his own music and got a lot of buzz in the city. All three of them were doing solid numbers and were tight with two other dudes named Lil Bucks and One Mirror. Lil Bucks and One Mirror picked up a lot of momentum in 2019 with the track We Spinnin', and they got even more shine after they linked up in the booth with Sloan and Skiano for the track Come Outside. Lil Bucks couldn't keep the momentum up though, cause he ended up getting booked just a few months later and had to sit behind bars for a while. Sloan and Skiano were really tight and basically did everything together. They wanted to make it out of the trenches and into the rap game, and in 2019, it looked like they could really do it. But less than a year after they started getting some shine in Philly, Skiano was tragically shot and killed.